Hi, welcome to the Los Olivos Wine Merchant and Cafe, where you not only get to taste California Central Coast wines, but you also get to meet the winemakers. Today, I have the honor of having Matt Brady for the second time. This time, he's with SAMsARA. You can check out our past interview with him when he was with Jaffers. And Matt, it's been not that long. I think that I've been doing this like a couple years now, so it's neat to have that history and be able to interview you for the second time.
Yeah, well, it's good to be back, and thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Excited to be here with some cool wines.
Likewise. Ask you this again: how things have changed now. You got short hair. I don't even know if people would recognize you if they looked at that.
Yeah, the hair is
interview.
kind of an evolution. It grows and gets cut off and grows again.
It's funny how hair does that.
But yeah, no, things are really good. I'm really excited to be working with SAMsARA and making the SAMsARA wines. You know, I think the goal overall with all the winemaking is to make wines that are savory and spicy and textured and really powerful wines that are powerful in a non-fruity or sweet-driven way. And our cool climate sites in Santa Barbara County are really conducive for that.
And you have quite a few really well-known, reputable sites that you guys get wines from. Can you tell us?
SAMsARA has some outstanding vineyard partners. We really focus on Santa Rita Hills almost exclusively. The cool climate sites are really critical for our style of winemaking. And really one of the fundamental points of the winemaking is whole cluster fermentation. And that stem inclusion is central throughout all our winemaking. Every wine made at SAMsARA has a whole cluster percentage, and many are dominated by it.
And
that
let
really
me just ask for,
Sure.
I don't know, why is that whole cluster fermentation, why is that beneficial specifically with cool climate growing regions?
Because the stems will raise the pH of the wine. Unless you start out with a lot of natural acidity and a low pH, your wine will be out of balance with the stem inclusion. And you know, another of the pillars of the SAMsARA winemaking, you know, we're making really honest, transparent, minimalist wines. So manipulating the wines with acid additions or anything like that isn't something that we want to do.
No cheating.
Yeah. So really working with the best vineyards in those cool climate sites allows us to achieve this style. And
it's almost like the whole cluster. You know, the idea behind making wines that are fermented with whole clusters is you're getting the whole bunch. You're getting the whole family. You're not taking anything away from it. So just the idea behind it seems to make sense.
And I think that kind of resonates with our single vineyard wine programs because the individual single vineyards like this Rancho La Viña that we have here and some of the other single vineyard wines that we make, they're all so distinctive. And I do think there's a correlation with maybe capturing more terroir with the whole cluster style.
So, I asked you this a couple years ago, and I'm going to ask you again. If you can sum up an aspect of your personality that gets infused into the wines you make, what would that be? I know that the 2017 is going to be the first wines that will have Matt Brady's personality infused into them. What would that be?
And we're going to bottle some of the 2017s later this year. We actually added Chardonnay to our lineup, so we'll have our first white wines ever available at the end of the year. I kind of wish I could use my word from last time, energy, because I really think that's still true, especially with the Chardonnays, because they're kind of bright and zippy, and you know, at the same time they're rich and textured. I think for the SAMsARA wines, you know, the word that comes to mind more with the wines than with me, I guess, is depth. And I guess that doesn't sound very modest, but it's hard to do both here. But that is the word that really resonates with me with these SAMsARA wines. There's so many layers. They're so interesting. They're complex. I think they really do appeal to people that are looking for something more in their wine other than just a fun fruity sip. And that's really the goal of the winemaking. What's driving the wines right now is how to build that depth into the wines and really make interesting, complex wines.
And
maybe
really,
now I'm a little older, a little wiser, so I can say
have
depth.
more wisdom.
Yeah, I have more depth than I
There
did
you go.
2 years ago.
You've earned it.
That's for sure.
I would love for you to share the story of how the new owners of SAMsARA were thinking of you. They had you in the mind as at the same time that Chad had.
Yeah, Joan and Dave
in that
Skutek,
transition.
the SAMsARA owners. I first met in 2008 through Jaffers, and they were longtime customers of SAMsARA. And when I was trying to figure out what was going on here last year, Chad and I had a nice conversation about SAMsARA, and about a month later, kind of without anybody really actively making this happen, everybody sort of connected, and it sounded like there was an opportunity to make something happen together.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, so it's been really exciting. We're working on a new winery in Goleta, which we're going to make the 2018 wines in.
Great.
And
so how much of a say do you have in that, as far as like choosing what you get,
Yeah, no,
it's like building out a kitchen in a restaurant.
I'm pretty involved. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's exciting.
We're working with contractors and architects, and buying winery equipment, and all sorts of cool stuff. So I'm really I couldn't be more excited about the future for SAMsARA, our new winery, these cool wines that we're going to make this year.
That's great. And you're still going to keep the tasting room in.
We're going to keep our tasting room here in Los
Okay.
Olivos. In fact, we just we're almost done putting in our outdoor seating. So we're going to have some outdoor seating here in a couple weeks, and just in time for summer. And that's pretty cool. So.
Well, Matt, congratulations on this new venture, and
so
I
much,
look
Shonda.
forward to tasting that 2017 vintage of SAMsARA, and we love pouring these wines at the restaurant. So
Well,
congratulations.
thank you very much. I appreciate it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.